A cabinet minister has succumbed to Covid-19 in South Africa. Respected politician Jackson Mthembu died on Thursday morning after testing positive more than a week ago. President Cyril Ramaphosa has expressed shock as tributes pour in for the late minister. South Africa is the epicenter of the virus on the African continent, with more than 30,000 fatalities. Matuba Malashe had more details in the following report.
President Cyril Ramaphosa confirmed news that Cabinet Minister Jackson Mthembu died of COVID-19 on Thursday morning. The president released a statement on Thursday afternoon to confirm the news to the nation and offer his condolences to the late minister's family and his comrades in the African National Congress, or the ANC, which is the governing party here in South Africa. Now, Jackson Mthembu's political activity or involvement in South African politics dates back to the 1970s or in the 1980s, when South Africa was still under the rule of the white supremacist government, or the apartheid government. And today he's hailed as somebody who led South Africa alongside other heroic South Africans to freedom in 1994. 1994, Nelson Mandela became the first black president, democratically elected president of South Africa. And Jackson Mthembu was part of that change, and he rose through the ranks. He started as a legislator in one of the provinces, the Mpumalanga province, before he became a cabinet minister. He later became a chief whip in parliament for the majority party, the ANC. But before then, many people here in South Africa will remember Jackson Mthembu as the spokesperson of the ANC, the governing party, when it was going through one of its most difficult times. And that was when the leader of the party was former President Jacob Zuma. And you would know that Jacob Zuma was a very controversial figure and still is even now. And you can imagine being a spokesperson of a party led by a discredited man like Jacob Zuma. It was a tough job indeed, but he navigated those times and took the ANC through those difficult times until he became the chief whip, and now today he took his last breath as minister in the presidency. And there have been many tributes paid to Jackson Mthembu, from journalists, from politicians, even opposition politicians who praise his work ethic and say that his work ethic was admirable. And journalists, even I can attest to what many journalists have said about Jackson Mthembu being an accessible communicator when he was a spokesperson. Even now, ironically, Jackson Mthembu, when he in his last days, he was the face of government when it comes to communication on COVID-19. So if every time government held a press conference on COVID-19, the voice you will hear will be that of Jackson Mthembu. South Africa is indeed in shock at the news of Jackson Mthembu's death. It's back to you, studio.